How's Cheech Marin doing? I watched.
Dave's not here, man.
Hey, I watched From Dusk Till Dawn the other day.
Oh yeah, he's great in that.
I used to love From Dusk Till Dawn when I was a kid. I used to fucking love that movie. That movie's a piece of dog shit. That movie's fucking whack.
No,
dude.
Why?
Quentin Tarantino is a little fucking pervert.
Dude,
That's it, dude. When I was a kid, I
Juliette
thought,
Lewis?
oh man, this shit is fucking hard. This is so bad. I watch it now as an adult, and I'm like, this is like Quentin Tarantino just being a sex addict who wants to like, dude, he sucks on Salma Hayek's feet in the movie for no fucking reason.
Satanica Pandemonium. That's like the best scene.
He sucks on her feet.
Wow.
Tom Savini has the little.
There's a reason.
Has the little cock gun.
Yeah.
Like
sex machine.
There's so much shit in this movie that is just weird, perverse, weird sexual shit. When I was a kid, like it didn't sink in that it was weird. You know, I was young and I would watch it and be like, oh, okay, so like, I guess that's what grown-ups find attractive. I mean, I guess if there's a hot chick, you should suck on her feet. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow, the vampires are here. Cool. Oh, Quentin Tarantino's looking at Juliette Roberts. Wow, he's really looking at her feet. Oh, close-up of her feet. Oh, okay. A close-up of her lips. That's interesting. What does that mean? I watch it as an adult, and it's like, oh, this is all like weird pedophile shit.
But, I mean, it's Robert Rodriguez directing. He just had
Quentin Tarantino wrote it.
He
Wasn't the deal
it.
Tarantino directed the first half, and then once it kicks into vampires, then Rodriguez directed it?
did
I don't know
Oh,
what
okay,
the
joint type of-
behind-the-scenes
yeah.
relationship is. Rodriguez is credited as the director, but
Yeah.
Tarantino is the writer and star.
Yeah, he's definitely like all over that movie.
Yeah.
With, of all people, George Clooney with his
Which is so funny because
tattoo.
he would never... George Clooney, you couldn't pay him enough money to star in that movie now. Like, From
That's
Dusk
why I
Till
like
Dawn, reboot's coming out. George, we'll give you $100 million. I don't think he would take it.
No, probably not.
It's kind of a blemish on his career.
See, I just watched it for Halloween, like around October, and I revisited it with like nothing but good things to say. I was like, man, I forgot how fucking campy and cool this is. And then I forgot how much shit is going on. Like, this movie's all over the fucking place. Harvey Keitel's great in it. I don't know.
I do think Harvey Keitel is great in it.
They don't
And
make them like they used to, for sure.
I do like the whole, you're not going to get a vampire movie like that. All I'm saying is when I was a kid, I didn't realize how sexually perverse Quentin Tarantino's character was. It didn't sink in.
Well, he's like in jail, right? And he gets busted out in the beginning. Like, he's just fresh out of the pen.
That's George Clooney's character.
That's George Clooney. Okay. But is it implied that Quentin Tarantino's like a pederast type criminal?
There's a scene.
Because you're kind of right now that I'm thinking about it.
Harvey Keitel is on a road trip with his two teenage children, daughter and son, and there's a moment where the kids are in back, and Quentin Tarantino's back there with them, and George Clooney's talking to Harvey Keitel, and he's telling him like, "You see the way my brother looks at your daughter? I bet you don't like it." And Harvey Keitel's like, "No, sir, I don't." And then it cuts to the back, and it's just Quentin Tarantino, and he's just saying all this weird, like, soft-spoken, like, "Are you okay? You want some water?" And she's like, "No, I'm fine." And then it's just him like staring at her, and it starts from her bare feet, and it pans all the way up her body. It's all in close-ups, and it's just him like, I mean, maybe I'm reading in that too much. You take it however you guys want.
I think they're painting that character to be
this like creepy,
that creepy pedophile fucking villain. Like, he's not a good guy.
I think it's a remnant of the ultra hardcore mentality of the 90s, where you had characters like Spawn who just Uzi blast the bad guys, and Quentin Tarantino. Who's the bad guy in From Dusk Till Dawn? Is it the vampires or is it the main characters? I don't know. It's just a hyper fucked up situation.
It seems like George Clooney's he's the main character and he's the good guy. And at the end, he does the right thing. He doesn't let Juliette Lewis go off with him.
Yeah. When
he's not a creepy
as
pervert.
a kid, it didn't strike me how this was all ultra hyper, whatever it is. As an adult now, 20 years later, it's like, dude, you cannot get away with this shit.
Yeah.
Or maybe you could.
Hey, Kevin Spacey can get away with his little fucking homemade movies. You can get away with all kinds of shit.
Quentin Tarantino is obsessed with feet. Anybody else?
No, he loves them.
Yeah, that's like a weird thing to be your director trademark. But
he puts a shot in all of his movies of
bare feet.
the
Yeah,
main
so-
One of his
actresses.
tropes.
Yeah, it's like he's
one of
about
his
that.
tropes. Yeah, interesting decision. Spielberg has the renowned push into the childlike wonder and awe. Quentin Tarantino has the close-up of stinky feet.
Stinky feet.
Stinky feet.
See,
Well, there's a
you-
new one coming this year, so we'll get some new feet.
Here's the
in like
thing,
4K.
Frank,
Yeah.
he hates feet.
I fucking hate feet.
Here's
so
the
I'm
thing,
like,
it's
Quentin,
biased. You hate
Quentin,
feet.
This is fucking sick, man. Why are you putting these feet in front of my face?
Even Selma Hayek with
the-
tequila poured down her leg.
What's the opposite of
You
foot
wouldn't
fetish?
put that foot in your
That is
mouth?
Derek. The opposite of
fetish?
foot.
What's the
No.
opposite of foot fetish?
Foot
Sex
disgust?
fetish.
Foot repulsion.
Missionary.
Is that the opposite of missionary? Is that the opposite? Because that's what you have, Derek. Foot repulsion.
Frank, you're a big film buff. Are there
Yes.
any other Tarantino tropes that Derek can get behind? Because he's got to look over this.
I mean, feet's the number one thing.
That is
Feet
his
is
number
number
one calling
one.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all the things he consistently puts in his movies, feet is at the top of
Old
the list.
old music that doesn't.
a lot of. Remember, his movies were always compared. How many of the F word was in Pulp
yeah.
Fiction was always the thing I remember
All the
people
90s
talking about.
marketing thing.
I think
yeah.
somebody, Wick Sauce, said that there's 2 movies of his that don't feature feet.
What?
I think he was trying to make a point that feet aren't in every movie, but I don't know. Out of all your
That
movies,
last
I'd
one.
say it's a
2
pretty
of them
high
don't have
ratio.
feet.
That
Well, Dusk Till
Western-
Dawn, that's another. Yeah.
How do you get him in that Western he did? No one,
Man,
everyone
everyone's
had
got the
boots
boots
in the
covered.
snow.
Yeah, I know.
I
Yeah.
know.
But and then when he did Django Unchained, there was like so many N bombs in it that he's known. I remember it was always controversial for how many times he used a certain word. It's like his movies all have overuse of one
Hey,
word.
you just,
or
I'm gonna.
feet.
Why do we start talking about this?
I don't know.
Tarantino. Dusk
Tarantino.
Till Dawn.
Oh, we're talking about
yeah.
Tarantino's
That's great.
feet.
Oh,
Great
ble-
story.
yeah.
Great
Hey,
cat.
don't think that
Dusk
I
Till
don't.
Dawn.
I love Quentin Tarantino, but
yeah.
as I get older, I have to reevaluate my relationship with these movies. Do I love them for the same reasons I loved them when I was a teenager? I don't think so. Maybe in some cases, yes, but you know.
Shed some new light.
Well,
it's always good to revisit that
Yeah,
stuff and have a perspective.
Over the holiday break, literally on New Year's Eve, I finally finished Preacher. Like, that was my goal to finish it. And I loved Preacher because it is peak 90s extreme. And again, they use the N-word, the hard F word. They use everything. And I'm watching this like, this is insane. Like, the book is insane, but I loved it. And yeah, as I was reading it, it was like, oh, this is like such a relic of its time. And it's kind of fun to go back and visit that
Definitely.
90s edgy material.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, whether it's Pulp Fiction or Preacher, the 90s had crazy shit.
Weird time.
Yeah.